Hey y'all, I'm Nandi, and today I'll be taking you through some redesigns I made, inspired by the web series Helluva Boss. But before we start, my grandma is watching this, and she has no idea what I'm talking about. So I'm gonna break down the show real fast. Helluva Boss is this comedy drama web show that's about a demon named Blitz who works as a hitman for hire. But to run his business, he has to borrow a book from this nigga named Stolas. And Stolas has only been letting him use the book for favors. And that's where the meat of the story really takes off. It's great. And just as a disclaimer, my redesigns are purely headcanons. They aren't fixing anything. I'm just, kind of Frankensteining some ideas together. I am just a fellow fan of the series. With that being said, let's start the first redesign. So first up is Stolas. Do I even need to talk about Stolas? He's Blitz's love interest. He's basically a prince. Aside from being the finest nigga in the show, just really high up on the damn scale. His gag is that he's a regal, royal, competent guy who's not afraid of anything and can barely die. Like, he's nervous, he's laughing, he's flirting, he neglects his responsibilities half the time. Like, these two are the show, and I love it that way. So when they brought out his human design, I was so sure he was gonna be one of the hottest motherfucker to grace our screens. And we got... he's not ugly. The neck really accentuates his face. His eyes are definitely looking. So I threw my idea into a sketchbook, and this is basically what I thought he would look like before I saw him. So I did have a rough sketch in my book of all these pictures, but I ended up only using the Stolas sketch to trace over. I even pulled out the hot Pinterest anime boys, but everything just felt so off. Like, I knew something was wrong, but I couldn't put my finger on it for a second. Girl, it was everything. The pose, the anatomy. Girl, look at the hands. The work just wasn't working. So after spending a whole ass day drawing him, I decided to scrap it entirely and use it as a reference. So this is my real redesign. Starting with his body, I wanted to make him be like Slender Man-like build, and I wanted him to be posed up like he was saying like something like, "Come here, Blitzy." Blitzy. Okay, like, I really like how Helluva Boss did with the abnormal length for his arms and legs and fingers, because honestly, he's probably like a 6-foot bird. And as a tall person myself, it makes me feel very regal to just tower over other people. Like, I can stomp you out if I really wanted to. So after getting the body shape down, I started on his clothes first. His outfit in the show was decent, but I don't know, it was giving Butler. And he had like this vampire hair, like just like you fresh from the coffin. So for the clothes, I went with more of a princely, casual vibe. I gave him one of those loose pirate shirts with the little neck flares. I don't know what they call, so I couldn't find any reference pictures. So when I was drawing it, I just imagined those like dinner napkins you tuck in your shirt. And that worked out pretty well. I got him on a waist corset and attached this kind of flared out trail in the back. And they did a small one for his human form, but I just thought it could have been more grandiose. High length, medium heeled boots. And the only reason why they're medium heeled instead of high heeled is because I didn't get a good reference for them, and I don't want to take the time to learn. Bad art advice, don't do that. And now I finally get to his face. I made him fine, y'all. I was frothing out the mouth drawing this. I gave him this kind of cool-eyed expression, and I gave the hair more flute, trying to keep that bird nest vibe going. And something I really loved about how they had Stolas was the sunglasses to kind of replace his normal eyes in his demon form. So I had to keep that in there because it added a nice modern touch to him. Then I got some colors going. On a sidebar here, he is so freaking cute. Like, I never understood people drawing fan art of a character over and over, but I literally would draw him for hours. If your art don't make you feel like this, then you ain't doing it right. Like, I'm just so happy how this one turned out. I did some rendering, blobbed in some colors. It's still very rough, but I feel like it adds to the charm. And that's my version of Stolas. And to the right of it, I doodled down what I thought he would look like in the Helluva Boss art style. Please tell me this is your favorite one. If he's your favorite out of all of these designs, drop me some owls in the comment section.
People want our money and our bodies.
Now on to Luna. I love Luna. First of all, her design is so freaking cute. I know all the animation meme kids are sick. For those who don't know Luna, she's basically the emo teen girl of Helluva Boss. She's Blitz's adopted daughter and works as a receptionist / locator. She is just the culmination of every emo scene angsty teen. And when I heard they were getting human designs, I was just so excited. I just knew she was gonna look so... I'm trying not to be mean. It's not bad. It's just giving Fairly Odd Parents. In short, I ended up almost giving her a complete makeover. Something that I felt lines up more with her original design. Cause honestly, who the hell is this? I started off with her body similar to how it was in the show. Like, I like the little speed bump, you know? But I remember her having hips. Like, okay, like here's a picture of her as a human, right? Okay, she aight. Now here's a picture of her wolf form. Ah, damn! Double thick wide, triple thick thigh. Saying this as my fan culture degenerate self. She got nerfed bad, y'all. You can thank me later for putting her hips back where they belong. I kept her hair relatively the same as her wolf form. I just didn't expect a shaved head. But her ear is where her shaved head would be, so that's something. But I personally just wanted to sweep it back and call it a day. Also, I kept her eyes closer to her original eye shape. Human Luna just didn't look like Wolf Luna in the face. I started off with the clothes. I put her on a crop top. I kept the dog collar from her OG design because why did y'all take it off? And I gave her a little titty pocket so she can carry like pennies and dog treats and shit. I threw her a cute lightweight jacket on, very loose, very casual. And I kept her claws because human form claws are just stiletto nails. And I kept her arm wraps on too. If a character has arm and leg wrap, they should always be seen wearing them. This is a cardinal rule of the universe. I gave her a purely fashionable belt because as you can see, it's not on properly, as all belts should be. Then I threw her on some booty shorts and we have the top portion complete. We start going down to her legs. I threw her on some combat boots, a key element to any gothic or alt fashion statement. And I added a moon latch to her belt because I think that the moon logo still needs to be somewhere in her design. And last but not least, threw her on some fishnets. I would have kept the pale skin, but I didn't because I always just identified hellhounds with, you know, black. I felt like she was just like me in my teen era. And I'm pretty sure a lot of people identify with Luna. And I'm no different. And not to mention the way that the hellhounds seem like oppressed people in the Helluva Boss verse. So when I saw the official design, yeah, I wasn't mad at it. It was expected, but I was expecting the unexpected, you know? This is how I saw Human Luna pre-reveal. And I know they were probably going for a goth vibe in her human form, but I always saw Luna as more like alternative than goth, fashion-wise. So I went full on TikTok alt fashion. And I also gave her one of those little furry tail belt attachments. I just thought it'd be really adorable for the hellhounds to have like their tails represented. And I also made her shorts the same as her tail color too. And the last finishing touch was changing the eye from red to silver. I like her wolf eye color a lot. And that's my Luna. Over on the right, I drew her in the Helluva Boss human style. And y'all can't tell me this isn't the cutest thing ever. I'm gonna give myself a little pat on the back for this one, but I wanna hear y'all's thoughts on it. So if you like Luna more, use the moon emoji in the comments below.
Wow, I feel so loved here.
And now, on to the last redesign. Blitz. Honestly, I was only planning to do 2, so this one's actually a bonus one. I was gonna redesign his sister, but I feel like we really missed out on Blitz having a design himself. So, for those who don't know, you keep hearing me say Blitz, Blitz, Blitz. Blitz is the main protagonist of Helluva Boss, and everyone in the fandom collectively loves him. He's basically this charismatic, roguish, wacky imp. He doesn't know how to talk about his feelings at all. He looks at a bad situation and says, what else can go wrong? And is the active thing that is going wrong? I think that if anyone should have gotten a human form, it should be our main nigga. But then they gave us this.
Oh, hell no, man. What the fuck?
And I think everyone just collectively gave up hope of ever seeing him as a human. I mean, no one really said anything about it, understandably, because honestly, translating this dude into a human would be hard as hell. I'm just saying, he just ain't the cutest pumpkin in the patch. You know, and the bulb of his head isn't very human-like. So yeah, it's kind of like understandable why they wouldn't have attempted his design. I'm sure fans everywhere would riot if he didn't look like himself. So I took the liberty of attempting it. So let me know in the comments if you think I captured the essence of Blitz. Blitz to me is really known for his slouch and his abnormally large, just thick ass. He has plenty of room for his thoughts. I gave him this kind of disgusted expression, like thinking, ew, I'm a fucking human. And at this point, I really didn't know what I was gonna do about his hair. Cause as you all know, my man's is bald headed. But if you look closely at his OG design, right at the top of his head, he has little black spikes. And that's all I needed as a prompt to give him hair. So I decided to keep the short little spikes and just translate that to a short spiky hairstyle. I did end up making his hairline a little receded, but I think if his big head ass was human, he would have a big ass forehead. Y'all see my thought process? And starting on his clothes, I kept his original outfit kind of the same, but changed it just a smidge. Blitz is usually in full-on businessman attire, but I've always seen him as more of the roguish type. You know, he a little rough around the edges, so I gave him one of those peasant shirts. It's just the vibe. I just kind of opened up his trench coat and decided on some skinny jeans for his pants, and then just some simple, efficient boots to tie everything together. And as you can see, I did originally want his horns to be there. I was thinking, well, maybe if it looked like a headband, but I scrapped it, so now we'll never know. After the sketch is done, I just drop in the colors, and I'm keeping it close to the original color scheme. I made his skin a little more gray tone. I kept his eyes and teeth yellow, cause you know, maybe he got a little jaundice. My mans don't brush his teeth, but you know, I just feel like those are in the realm of human possibility. I did end up giving him some black gloves though, Hitman style. And obviously, I couldn't leave out the scar. So after a little rendering, here is my version of Blitz. And of course, on the right, I drew what I think he would look like in the Helluva Boss art style. He a little wonky, but come on, you can't tell me he wouldn't fit right in. And if you think this design is the best one, then leave me the Oni emoji.
If you ever pull a stunt like this again, I will fuck you and your wife.
Woo, woo, woo. Thank y'all so much for taking the time to watch this video. Don't forget to vote in the comment section below. And a big thank you to my Patreon, Josh is Nervous. And of course to all my future patrons who supports me in making videos like this for you guys to watch and enjoy. This shit was so hard, like, but I enjoyed myself with this, so I ain't too mad about it. Please like this video and subscribe. Thank y'all for watching, and I'll see y'all next time.